room. Each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. This is an aerial view of our location today, Sacramento, the capital of California. The weakest. DA, take it away.
Well, Damian Lillard.
I like that story, David, and a good attitude. Great job. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Whiteside is out there with Little, and it's Hood in at the 3 spot. And for Sacramento, Joseph and Hield make up the backcourt. Bielitsa is out there with Harrison Barnes, and it's Holmes in at the center position.
A great year for the Kings last year. We're in the playoff hunt right up until the very last month of the season and ultimately came up short. But those guys will be hungry to want some postseason play this year.
And here is Joseph. Pass to Barnes. Over Lillard. Misses off the right iron. And Brent, as you mentioned, the Kings came up short last year, but you have to think the playoffs are in their future.
Thinking about the playoffs would be nice. They did make a coaching change as Luke Walton is taking over for Dave Yeager, and changing coaches can sometimes disrupt development. Will they continue to play at the same pace that they played at last year? They were phenomenal in the open floor. Scoring has always been Lillard's strength, but last season a career high in assists. And you wonder how much a healthy Nurkic is going to help propel this team, as they've equipped themselves with some interesting players at the wing position to try to take another step forward in the Western Conference.
Now here's Joseph. Here's Holmes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Lillard left side. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Holmes. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. And it's Joseph in the corner. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And watching film is becoming an obsession for Damian Lillard.
Well, that's a great way to learn, visually sitting down and not only looking at your opponents, but where it is maybe where you can take advantage and stay in your zone. Lillard committed to the game and committed to improving.
Now here's Lillard. He's coming off a 22-point game against San Antonio.
Well, what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style.
And the basket by McCollum.
How about CJ's focus on that play? The defense right up in his face, keeps his eyes on target, and buries it.
Lillard against Joseph. Hield outside. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Sacramento. Now here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
One thing about Lillard is he can go with either hand when he's attacking the rim, and that makes it very difficult to defend.
Passes it to Dedmon. Tipped away. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Lillard. McCollum outside. 5 on the clock. It's tipped.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
The Kings trail by 4. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Barnes against Hood. Baseline J on the way, and once again off the mark by Sacramento. Joseph against Lillard. The 10-footer. Here's Whiteside. Makes it off the glass.
Well, Whiteside always around the rim. Such an amazing offensive rebounder, and second chance opportunities is where he does a ton of damage.
Now here's Joseph. Healed outside. It's blocked.
Kev, I know it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
We love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Now here's Joseph. Healed outside. Just 5 to shoot. He kicks it to Dedmon to stop the run. And that one goes long. Right, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Well, interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players, bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest.
And Sacramento has possession. The Blazers getting the bucket. On the wing, Barnes. It's Bielitsa, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
These are bonuses. When you get Bielitsa inside to mix it up that way, that helps.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Whiteside, the pass to Lillard. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Hood can't get it to go. The Kings trail by 8. Here's Hield. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Yeah, for guards who are young players in the NBA, finishing around the rim is always a focus at this level. Nice job by Hield there.
Now here's McCollum. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Here's Lillard. Joseph with the rebound.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
Lillard against Joseph. Lillard outside. The offensive rebound. Whiteside, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Big hands, long arms, huge frame of Whiteside. It just makes him a dominant shot blocker, a huge rim protector, and a very good rebounder.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
Now here's Barnes. He had 13 points in the win against Boston.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Whiteside, no good. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
And Bielitsa kicks to Dedmon. Now here's Hield. 35 points for him last game against Boston.
I felt like in that game, too, he was a man on a mission defensively. Finishing up with 4 steals is an impressive feat. And you can tell, takes pride in that part of the game.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Barnes. And then for the Trailblazers, Mario Hezonya's checked in for Little. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Rodney Hood.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Looking to get it going, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Harry Giles is checked in for Bielitsa. Bogdanovich comes in for Buddy Hield. And Farrell subbed in for Joseph. Now here's Ariza. And it's Giles missing. Now Lillard. 8 points for him. And it's blocked. Ariza outside. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. And a miss there on the triple. And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Trailblazers. 9-point game. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one was played in Sacramento.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Trailblazers leading by 9. Simons the pass to Labissiere. Now here's Lillard. D right on him. No good on that one. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Right side Bogdanovich. It's Ariza on the wing. Wide open look. It's rebounded by Labissiere.
Well, he wants that one over again. I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood.
To the wing right side. A nice shot by Simons. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Ariza kicks to Farrell. Shot clock at 6. And the pass to Dedmon. Bogdanovich wide open.
And their three-point shot is just off the mark to start the game. And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Here's Lillard, and they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Man, at the point guard position, are you kidding me? Explosive scoring ability and body control. That results in a bucket and a free throw.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Bogdanovich, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
And here's a look at some stats for Damian Lillard. Coming off a terrific season. 3rd in free throw percentage, 9th in scoring. And his passing skills were on full display all year. He ranked among the top 15 in assists.
And just going back to his free throw efficiency, it's about confidence when you're at the line. You've always said it. He had it. That's how he ended up with the top 3 ranking. Here's Lillard after Trevor Ariza just hit the 3. 1:36 left in the first quarter. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams have the most second chance points in the league. In fourth, the Trailblazers.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Here's Farrell, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Now, here's Dedmon, defended by Labissiere. Farrell, that's a two-pointer, and it's sent back by Lillard. Here's Simons. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart, the other one playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Here's Ariza after the Trailblazers pick up 2. It's rebounded by Labissiere. To the inside, Hazonia, and finished off by Hazonia.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
And here are the Kings now after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Shots good by Dedmon.
Dedmon using his size on the inside, and the defense trying to do their best to keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
Lillard with it. 13 points in the game. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
His offensive approach tonight has been aggressive, and it's paid off with a lot of trips to the line.
And the technical free throw is good. 5 seconds left to play in the first. Well, a careless foul, and he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
The Trailblazers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And he nails the 3rd. From deep three-point range, and so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down the keys.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing to say, let's be consistent, let's play hard, let's do all of these things. And I think as competitors, as professional athletes, we're going to play hard. You're going to be competitive because we're competitors. We don't make it to this level for no reason. But I think at this level, you also have egos.
Knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And looking at what we've seen, Trailblazers pretty much in control here.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Kings, Trevor Ariza out there with Giles. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Bogdanovich. And it's Farrell in at the point. Now, here's Lillard. Clock at 6. Another shot. Labissiere trying to break free, and it's Lillard missing. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
The
up.
NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
The offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
And Portland making a change here. Hood's checked in. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Ariza. The three-pointer, no good. Portland leading by 16. Here's Simons. 7 points in the game. Pass to Hood. Here's the three. Here's Labissiere. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Effective at getting those calls. Labissiere is a tough cover with his skill set.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
The Kings making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Here's Hood. And the rejection by Holmes. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Sacramento. Corey Joseph comes in for Yogi Ferrell. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Labissiere. Little comes in for Hizung. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anferny Simmons. Now here's Heald. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. Bielitsa, he checks in for the Kings. The Kings trail by 17. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Nobody near Barnes. No good with the triple.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And it's good for 2.
Kent Bazemore knows that his contributions come from being active and Bazemore becoming a better passer.
Now here's Joseph. He has 5. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Barnes finds Holmes. Out to the right wing. Shot by Bielitsa and nobody around. Hits it from three-point range.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Pass to Whiteside. Now here's McCollum. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Bazemore misses. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Heald can't hit.
Well, with his touch from mid-range, Kevin, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Yeah, Hood does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
Stolen by McCollum. One-on-one here. From deep. They get it again. Bazemore gets the bucket. Bazemore's got his first bucket in this one.
That's a testament to the effort there on the boards. Never willing to give up on the possession, finding ways to sniff out the ball.
Now here's Joseph. It's Bielitsa. No good from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
The 11-footer, and Portland again with the bucket.
Well, we know Hood can score. That time a nice catch-and-shoot opportunity.
Joseph against McCollum. Passes it to Heald. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's foul number 2 for him.
This is one where the second foul is probably going to cost you some minutes in this game.
Now here's Barnes. Not a lot of room.
Whiteside has just such a physical advantage on the inside against most guys that want to bang down on the block. A nice contest there.
And stolen by Bielitsa. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit. Probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win. Well, he's 1 for 5 in the quarter, and his body language is saying a lot about where his confidence is. Rattled just a little bit. Maybe the next open look will start him up.
Now here's Bazemore. McCollum dishes to Bazemore. Over Heald. 5 on the clock. The wide open shot by Little. A three-pointer off the mark. Sacramento's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Greg, let's take a look at Nasir Little. More power and athleticism at this point than skill, wouldn't you say?
I mean, no doubt. As an amateur, he could rely on the physical gifts to dominate. But in the NBA, you have to be able to shoot and handle with confidence. I think Little will get there because he has a tremendous work ethic.
At 7 feet tall, Whiteside is always a threat for the high percentage dunk.
And here is Joseph. He has 5. Healed outside. "16 feet away. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Heald's got 6 points.
That's such a quick trigger there. Heald able to hit even with a hand in his face.
McCollum passes to Baseman. Back to McCollum. Fires from the corner. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Barnes. Lillard's checked in for Portland. Now here's Joseph. Shot clock at 5. On the wing, Hield. Over McCollum. Hield can't hit.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Now here's Little. He's covered by Joseph. Here's Lillard. And stolen by Bielitsa. Right side, Joseph. Now Hield. He's got 6. Joseph with the ball. Comes up empty down low.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's Hield following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Joseph down low. Covered by Lillard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
And the Kings making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Bazemore against Ariza. The pass to Bogdanovich. Sinks the three-pointer. Bogdanovich has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Kings.
Yeah, he couldn't connect on anything from outside in the first quarter, but now he's hit 2 threes in the second quarter, and he looks much better.
Here's Simons. 7 points in the game. Labissiere inside. Dedmon's there. And Labissiere gets it to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Farrell kicks to Ariza. .152 left in the second quarter. Bogdanovich, no luck.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Simons, the pass to Bazemore. Sacramento grabs the miss.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
And the layup's good off the glass. Bazemore's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Giles kicks to Bogdanovich. Pass to Dedmon. Back to Bogdanovich. The three. And it's Portland with the rebound. Bazemore's got his 5th rebound in this one. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Farrell. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Hezonja, and finished off by Hezonja.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Farrell. Portland making their last shot. Pass to Giles. Bogdanovich looking around. Shot to stop the run. He'll not go. Still looking for his shooting rhythm as he misses his 7th shot of 10. Simons, the pass to McCollum. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, they've been shooting poorly. Is that good defense or bad offense?
Probably a little bit of both. I think we're competing defensively, and they've missed some opportunities.
It's led to good results for you, though. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Portland was looking great right away. Near flawless execution from both the defensive and offensive areas of their game triggered a 12-2 run to start things off. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, their success from the free throw line is big tonight. They absolutely were determined to take it to the hole and not be denied. We saw them dictating the action, finishing strong, and asking for more.
Jack, how did you think Sacramento played?
Well, there's no wonder they're getting blown out. No energy, no fight in the rebound battle. Ernie, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up starting now, or it's going to be impossible to come back. Like the Pythagorean theorem, times 50, times 100, times 50, times 10. Impossible to figure out, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
On the court for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Little out there with Skal Labissiere, and it's Hood in at the small forward position.
And Sacramento seems like a great fit for Luke Walton. Team's approach on offense really matches his own. Should never be a shortage of scoring for the Kings.
You wonder how it is that Luke Walton did his studying coming into this season with how much success last year Dave Yeager had in getting these guys to push the ball up the floor. Luke Walton believes that anyone can rebound and bring it up, and they have the kind of guys who can do that on this roster.
Now here's Joseph. Nasir Little missing his last shot. Joseph finds holes. It's rebounded by Labissiere. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Well, he can shoot the three, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Goes up at the stripe. Healed, can't hit. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's McCollum. Unloads from 13. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over.
He gets that one. Barnes has got his first basket.
Well, this time Harrison Barnes using some of his physical advantages to bully the defense or at least get them on their heels.
Now here's Lillard. 20 points for him. McCollum outside. Lillard with it, picked up by Joseph. And the basket is good. That's now 22 points for Damian Lillard.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Healed outside. Just 5 on the clock. Ring shot on the way. And the shot is long.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
Lillard dishes to Little, and it's Little finishing it off.
Lillard becoming better at staying patient, knowing that at any point in a possession, he can take advantage of somebody. That time he found the open man.
Now here's Joseph. 8 points for him. Barnes against Hood. Here's Holmes. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Now, those interior passes can be dangerous sometimes, but if the timing is good and you execute it there, you can get easy hoops.
Lillard against Joseph. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. And no good. And the Kings going the other way now. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
Whiteside's checked in for Portland. Dishes to Lillard. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up 3. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
Now, here's Holmes. Shoots over Lillard, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Hassan Whiteside. The Kings shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. That one is no good. And even though he stands 6'10", Holmes plays taller than that.
He does, mostly, Kevin, because of that length. I mean, he stretches out and uses that quick jump and can block some shots and detour a few guys from trying to do some things offensively.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And drafted by the Jazz in 2014, Rodney Hood seemed to establish himself in Utah. But Brent, as we saw last year, he finished up well with Portland.
Well, a great job by Neil O'Shea picking Rodney Hood up and had some big games in the playoffs. He's part of a collaborative at the wing position now for Portland, where Terry Stotts can use the likes of Rodney Hood and Kent Bazemore to play a lot of switching defenses and continue to make teams have to guard, as Hood's capable of making threes and making plays off the bounce.
Little can't hit.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
Now here's Heald. He has 6. On the wing, Barnes. He's guarded by McCollum. Joseph, that's good.
Harrison Barnes out there looking to involve his teammates on that play.
For Portland, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the 3rd. Lillard against Joseph. McCollum passes to Lillard. Goes up the baseline. No good off the back of the rim.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Barnes, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
Well, those kind of shots should come with a warning label. Caution, Hassan Whiteside is around. He's simply one of the best shot blockers in the league. And that's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
And here is Joseph after Rodney Hood was able to get the triple. Bounce past Joseph. And the dunk by Bielitsa.
Bielitsa's game might be mostly finesse, but there are times when he gets aggressive.
Here's McCollum. He's got 10. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Rashad Holmes. Riza comes in for Bielitsa. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. And Farrell subbed in for Joseph.
That's a Herculean show of strength from Dedmon, demonstrating real determination, even though the defense swatting at him.
You know, Brent, he's bounced around, but late bloomer Dwayne Dedmon making impressive strides in his game.
Yeah, you think about going from a 10-day contract to having a ton of starts as a center. This guy is very skilled, Dedmon, and the ability to go out and shoot the basketball, I think, has raised the most eyebrows about what he can do for your team offensively.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 12. Passes it to Bazemore. Back to McCollum. And Bogdanovic picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the 4th personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
Simons, the pass to Whiteside. Bazemore, no one around him. Buries it from 3-point range. Bazemore's got 9.
And the 3-point shot is something Bazemore has improved steadily over his career. You can't give him room like that to fire.
Dedmon kicks to Bogdanovic. There's the double team from Whiteside. And stolen by Hezonja. Here's Simons. Finished off the break. Simons has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Now here's Ariza. A 3 from Bogdanovic. The 3-pointer is right on target. 11 points in the game.
Well, great shooting off the pass. Get the feet set. Good balance. Bogdanovic dangerous.
McCollum against Bogdanovic. It's McCollum with the drive. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds in this game. Barnes passes to Farrell. Dedmon in the high post. He dishes it to Bogdanovic. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound. Portland's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. It's good.
And while we're more used to seeing him put on his scrubs and operate from the post, Whiteside really shows off his athleticism there with the drive, which results in a bucket.
Now, here's Dedmon. He has 5. The dish now to Bogdanovic. Good D by McCollum. And here's Whiteside. He'll bring it up for Portland. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the Sacramento Kings get called for the foul. Brent, when it comes to moving around in tight quarters without a lot of space, who's the quickest player that you have seen in a half-court set this year?
Still remarkable to watch where it is that Kyrie Irving can get to on the floor in any sort of possession. It's like he could take, 50 dribbles in a phone booth and find a way out of it, spinning around and finding gaps within the defense.
What a handle.
But it's not his handle with just the one hand, right, Kevin? It's about he has an idea of after he does the moves around the traffic, when he gets into the basket, multiple ways of finishing, much like Rod Strickland, who was a tremendous finisher in his days years and years ago. Kyrie's got a lot of that in his game.
And Sacramento has possession. Portland making their last shot. Here's Ariza. Here's Dedmon. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Whiteside. In the corner, Bazemore with it. There's the three. The rebound by Giles. The Kings shooting right around 41% from the field in quarter 3. Ariza passes to Farrell. Back to Ariza. We've got 1:55 left to play in the third. Giles kicks to Dedmon. Farrell, that's a two-pointer. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And here's Bazemore. He's got 11. Simons surveying the D. A three from McCollum. Rebound by the Kings. Dedmon's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Ariza. Misses and the dry spell continues.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Takes a shot at the elbow, and he gets it to go.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And now, here's Hezonja. He has 6. Whiteside, count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Whiteside's got 4 points in the quarter. Sacramento's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Here's Farrell. Hezonja defending. The three from Bogdanovich. Bazemore grabs the miss. Bazemore's got 6 rebounds here tonight. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's McCollum. He's got 14.
Think about great perimeter shooters, and CJ, not only just statistically but stylistically, Kevin, his name comes up. He can heat up and get this team going offensively.
And so McCollum nails both of them. 5 seconds left to play here in the third, and stolen by Bazemore. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. We'll return shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. We've got Farrell. Giles is out there with Swanigan, and it's Gabriel in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Swanigan the pass to Gabriel. Clock at 6. The pass to Swanigan. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. From deep. Gabriel can't get it to go.
And you have to admire his confidence on that, but there's no way that's going to fall.
Coaches will tell you that's a bad shot, but when your teammates tell you that, you probably got to think about it.
Here's Horde. Offensive rebound. The steal. And here's the break. Ahead, here's James. Finished off the break. James has got his first 2 points.
They start that play with aggressive defense, finish with aggressive offense.
Well, a lot of times coaches will tell you that if you play great defense, you're going to get a reward. It was a good possession all the way around.
Here's Tolliver, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Now that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me. What a culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac, along with Peja Stojakovic, two of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
And last season for the Blazers, all about bouncing back from their embarrassing first-round sweep at the hands of the Pelicans.
Well, that was definitely a motivator, and I think they put that to bed, wanted to focus on being the best team that they could be towards the end of last season. And that Nurkic injury really took some wind out of their sails, but they continued to compete and still made noise in the postseason.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
James. Shooting just one.
James, no good on the free throw.
A lot of people over the past couple of seasons wondering if C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard would be together. Well, the franchise has made that commitment to them financially. They've kept up great chemistry and great leadership with this team. Have the additions in the offseason been enough to push Portland forward?
And the shot goes in. Farrell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Resourceful move there. That was not an easy one to convert.
No, showing off a little bit on that one. That's a play when your coach goes, no, no. Okay, good play. Get back on defense.
Here's Trent. Down low. Here's Horde. The layup off target. And you think about Lillard and McCollum, both four-year star players at mid-major schools. Brent, they're used to leading the way and being accountable for the outcome.
Well, they also are very cognizant, Kevin, of recognizing what their contributions can do to lift their teammates. Always quick to compliment the guys that do the dirty work. This is one of the most dynamic duos in terms of backcourts that we have in the NBA.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. It's stolen by Labissiere. Here's Gabriel. Back to Farrell. It's tough to get a unified feel on who the league MVP is. Which element, when you're looking at the MVP, matters most to you?
If we talk about that, Kevin, I always think about the MVP ends up being the guy that helps you get 6 to 8 unexpected wins. That's who I look to. So in this past season, what it was that Giannis did, not only with Coach Budenholzer coming in to Milwaukee, the stylistic change that they went through, and then the shouldered responsibility of Giannis to be the initiator to that much change in one season. That's why last year I feel like he was the most valuable player in the league. Even though eye-popping numbers were coming out of Houston, again with James Harden, I go back to Giannis and that massive amount of change and him being the guy that shouldered it all.
That's a great answer. And that one misses. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
The defense producing easy looks, it just helps you conserve some energy for late in the game.
Here's Trent. Pass to Horde. trying to end the drought. No good on that one. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Right wing. Here's Farrell, covered by Anthony. Farrell kicks to James. Sacramento moving it around. Pass to Gabriel. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Labissiere. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Portland. And the layup falls.
And when Melo's driving like that, good luck stopping him. He is welcoming that kind of contact.
Farrell looking around. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
Here's Trent after the Kings pick up 2. Here's Labissiere. Rebound by the Kings.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot, just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
Here's Farrell.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Sacramento. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons is checked in. Here's Giles. Shoots from the baseline. It's hauled in by Trent. Here's Horde. James covering. It's blocked. Here's Gabriel. To the left side wing. To the middle. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to.
Yeah.
So sign me up
with
for that
courtside
job.
seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin. And there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be two pretty prominent things that continually come up.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything that really...
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted. And I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about the optics of the game.
Yes.
And right now, it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt. And it's the Kings with the ball after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Anthony against James. It's Anthony with the drive.
Got to stay in front of Carmelo Anthony when he's driving hard like that. The defense is finding itself in a very tough spot. That's how he got that call.
And the second free throw, good. Sacramento's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Joseph, the pass to Giles. Passes to Swanigan. Here's Giles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside. The shot, no good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. to the paint. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
Not
NBA.
in today's game, and not with what's at stake.
Here's Gabriel. Again, the miss by the Kings. Here's Simons. Outside Anthony.
How many thousands of times have we seen Melo in that position to pick up a shooting foul and to force the defense to foul him?
So Anthony nails both of them. So it's Sacramento now. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now the pass to Gabriel. Joseph with the ball. 5 to shoot. Pass to Swanigan. Ford grabs the board. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Well, Melo's getting inside, maybe even under the skin right now of the defense.
A lot of missing stats from the 60s and 70s, but if we could go back and look at those actual numbers, any players you think would really be catching our eye in terms of, wow, I didn't know that guy was that good, or he's better than I thought he was?
Well, don't we always look at the incredible, mind-boggling numbers of Wilt Chamberlain
yes,
and think, what was that guy doing?
Yeah.
And we don't even have half of it.
No.
So Wilt Chamberlain comes to mind first. What I think about Kevin when that question comes up is how many great players through the 70s and also really through the 80s, because the three-point line wasn't accentuated enough, missed the opportunity to be even greater scorers. I mean, Jerry West with a three-point line. And
Can you imagine that?
You got to be kidding me. So there's a lot of gap of those players, too, that also because of changes in rules and because the three-point line wasn't in, that we would be talking about in terms of nostalgia and their accomplishments with a much different voice.
Even someone as recent as Jordan, with the rules the way they are now.
Absolutely.
Be unbelievable.
With the openness of the floor and what Michael could do, as if he wanted to prove he could do more.
Exactly.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Trailblazers.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Hassan Whiteside.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
And he sinks the second.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
It's Anthony with the drive. He goes up again, and it's blocked. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. James, the pass to Swanigan. It's good.
Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out, and that one drops for him.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season.